Hey guys, all right. So what you are seeing now is going to be your main screen when you first log into QuickBooks. You've got a navigation bar over here on the left-hand side that you can see, and then you have some navigation buttons up in the right-hand corner. That's pretty much what we're going to be working with. You should have some sort of snapshot on the screen that tells you some different information that can be all customized and stuff like that. So with our business, with QuickBooks and our business, you really have two different sides. We buy stuff from vendors and we pay for it. We in turn sell that merchandise to customers and we collect money.
That's all there is to it. Just those two things. You're buying stuff from one entity and you're selling stuff. So there's the purchasing side of things and the selling side of things, and that's it.
Absolutely. So one of the first things we're going to do is simply entering a new vendor to get them set up so that we can buy stuff to sell to our customers. If we're going to buy stuff from a vendor, that's going to be an expense. One of our expenses is bills that we pay for merchandise and inventory that we buy. So I'm simply going to go over here to the expense section over here. You can see I've already got some stuff in this QuickBooks. This is QuickBooks for our Clements Ferry Road store, which is the newest that hasn't opened. So it's very limited at this point. But just looking through, you can see I've got some purchase orders. I've got a bill for some stuff that came in, another bill, some open purchase orders, and then another bill.
But the first thing we need to do is we need to add a vendor into the system. That's step number one, is you got to add a vendor first. So right now we're going to add our newest vendor. We're opening a line of bedroom sets and so on and so forth. So we're going to add a vendor.
Yep. So we're just going to go up here to the top, vendors. This is going to be where you would go to look at an entire list of your vendors. Many of them I already have in here, but we're going to do a new vendor. You'll always see a lot of these green buttons in QuickBooks. Most of them have these little drop-down boxes. What it's telling you is that's the main selection.
That's one of a couple of different options under the thing.
But you normally have some other stuff under it. So we're going to add a new vendor. We're going to put in the name of the company. In this case, it's going to be Standard Furniture. If I could type today. So it's Standard Furniture Manufacturing Company Incorporated. I would recommend being as accurate as possible, especially for tax stuff. Incorporated really matters a lot. We're going to put in an address. And 36507. All right. If you want to put any notes about your vendor, you're welcome to do so.
Like what? What would be a note?
I don't use this section, so I've not put any notes in anything.
Right.
If you had like contacts that you wanted to put a place, I keep all that stuff separately, but it's just there's some information that you could put in. Here is where we would put an email address associated with ordering. Whoever receives orders for that company, this is the email address you want to put in. A lot of companies, it's just a centralized ordering email address. Doesn't look like I have an email at this point, so I'm going to leave that blank.
But that's imperative to have, so that when you're ready to order something, you just click send them an email, and it'll automatically send them the email, and they'll have it. You wouldn't have to print it out, fax it over, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, and I'm going to show you one in a minute that we already have set up, and how having the email address in there works for if you're generating an order, you can simply email it. Again, if you want to put their website in, we don't really use billing rates. I always set up the terms for all of my vendors. That will become important when you start converting purchase orders to bills. It saves you some time. Whatever your account number is for that particular company as well goes in there.
And it's a good idea to have that account number in there, so that when it emails it over to the company you're buying from, it already has your information in there. They know what your company number is.
The other thing that's very important to remember with account numbers is when you generate a check for a payment, if you have an account number in that setup screen, it will put that account number in the memo field on your check automatically. You don't have to type it in, saving some more time. So we've just added a vendor. You can see Standard Furniture Manufacturing is right there. Let's just take a look at Park Place while we're right here. I'll click on edit so you can see the same box that we just put in. I've got my email addresses here. When I order, it goes to salesorders@parkplacecorp.com, and I always copy Brian, our rep, on the orders. So every time I generate an order, it automatically sends it to those email addresses.